You are now listening to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back in the hot seat tonight, hosting another show, and that's scary in itself. But tonight, I'm joined by absolute SuperCoach royalty in the Whisperer. I don't know about royalty, but at least some goodness, some positive vibes from the Whisperer. Anyway, how are you, man?
I was gonna say I'm not too sure whether I'm waiting for the royalty to come in if you're advertising that way, mate. No, I'm good. NFL starts 2 days from now in time of recording, so yeah, it's good to have some hand-egg back. It's that sort of time of year where AFL and NRL are wrapping up, and English soccer starting up, NBA's around the corner, and obviously NFL is just about here as well, mate. And obviously the new SuperCoach format is unreal. You and I have played in many leagues together over the years in regular draft on other platforms, but it's so good to have a classic SuperCoach format in the NFL works.
Yeah, mate. 1 day, 14 hours and 45 minutes to go. So we're under 2 days, technically, for a 10:20 start on a Friday morning. I haven't got the day off myself. I'll be working as a Cowboys man as well as a SuperCoach or NFL nut, should I say. I'm surprised I haven't taken the day off. But anyway, maybe I'm not really that much or too committed. But anyway, it's all good. Tonight, Whisperer, we're doing your SuperCoach team reveal. And this will be the last one we've had for the preseason. So I'm really excited to go through them. We've had a pretty good preseason so far with team reveals, mine obviously being the best with no questions asked. But no, I'm really excited to see what team you've got on the board. I've actually seen it, so it is pretty nice, I must admit. So what do you think about this SuperCoach format? Do you think we've got too much cash in the bank, or what do you like about this format?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is not a new format. It's just new to SuperCoach. Yeah. And a lot of these Americanized sports that have a big rookie class, it's always a little bit easier. If you're an NRL or an AFL player, the rookies are a little bit more limited, especially in the NRL side of things. So to have guys like Genty and Hampton and the likes that are pretty much walk-up starters and will be top 10 of their position for under or near enough bottom dollar, it does make it a very much guns and rookie strategy. I'm just having a look, and I've got no real mid-range players. It's the premiums in their positions and the cheapies. There's actually no mid-rangers. I had a Michael Penix Jr. there for a bit. I had a Kyle Pitts there for a while. They were probably the two like mid-tier guys, but found the cash and I've just gone pretty big and having two kickers, and we'll talk about that, two kickers at bottom dollar that are both the number one kickers on their team. It does make it easier to spread the funds around a little bit. So, yeah, mate, it's good. Guns and rookies is the way to go, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I'm the same, man. And obviously, my team reveals on YouTube at the moment. Also sitting at a decent sort of viewership there. So if you want to bump them up, have a look at my sexy team. But no, I'm the same, man. I have not got any mid-price players in my team at all, and not really looking forward to putting one in. I haven't really changed much of my team because I actually sort of liked.
Sure. And the thing is, like, a few will pop their head up, and it's good to have these premiums that you can move off of to get there. Nothing worse than starting with a mid-ranger and then being like, a couple $100K out from moving him upwards, and then you have to make two trades to get there. So, like, if you've got primos and rookies and your rookie's doing well, I'm okay with trading a primo in any sort of SuperCoach format to get a mid-range guy that pokes his head up and is putting up premium numbers, because there definitely will be a few of them this year.
For sure. It's just a massive risk, though. I just think if they don't pop off after week one, like if you start them now and they don't pop off, I'm just seriously worried that they just won't. You're going to have to do a correction trade along the way. You know what I mean?
Of course. And that's why it's better to go with the more expensive guys and come down, especially after week 2 when we do have that 3-round rolling average for price rises. So, yeah, definitely we'll be keeping an eye out for which mid-ranger does put their hand up, because I'm guaranteeing there'll be a couple. It's just about getting them at the right time.
100%, man. 100%. All right. Let's get stuck into it. I'm going to get my share screen up. So I'm hoping this works out to perfection. Make sure that Pornhub isn't showing. All right. We're all good. Bang. We're in. QBs.
All right. So the QB1 for Show Me Your TDs, that is my team name. It is Jalen Hurts at 24.9 million. Had a bit of a quiet year last year by his standards. You would expect, it to come back. I don't expect Saquon to be putting up record-breaking numbers as to what he did last year, which obviously took a little bit out of Hurts' hands and didn't need to do as much as he did. But behind one of the best offensive lines in the league, I think 24.5. He'll be top 5 of the QB rankings by end of season, and very happy to have him in the team. And backing him up is JJ McCarthy. Obviously sat last year, had the injury, was behind Sam Darnold, but now comes in as the clear-cut QB1 at 3.7 million. It's pretty hard to pass up. I'd much rather have him over like a Cam Ward. JJ McCarthy's had 1 year in the NFL already, being able to acclimatize that. We've seen in the NBA as well. Guys like Joel Embiid, guys like Ben Simmons that sat that first year, definitely had better production second, third, and fourth years compared to their rookie counterparts. I think Cam Ward is coming into a pretty tough situation, and I just like him in Minnesota better. I like the fact that McCarthy's had a year in the system to get acclimatized.
I like it, man. I really like it. And Jalen Hurts is in my team too. So for the price you're getting him out there at $24.9 million, I think it's a bit of a bargain, because I think he really is one of those top dog QBs in the league, and you're getting him on a $6-7 million discount compared to the highest QBs there. For very, very similar production in any given week, really. I mean, He's got the Cowboys on Friday, for example, and look, that could be a big, big score.
A Micah Parsons Cowboys as well, which is probably key to know, which is great. Mate, with running backs, what sort of structure are you seeing here? Are you seeing a 3-deep premium? You're seeing a 4 premium, or are you seeing sort of what I'm running with which is a 2 premium setup?
I've rolled with 3 premiums in my running back room personally. I've split it 3 and 3 primos, 3 rookies. Is sort of how I ran it with. There's multiple ways you can run this running back room, man, because there's a lot of running backs here that I really like as rookies. So we're gifted this year with a running back room of rookies that are so good. So I don't mind the strategy of either going 3 premiums and 3 rookies, or 2 primos, 4 rookies. I mean, we're trying to make cash here at the same point. But also I was pretty keen on some guys that were, Jameer Gibbs, for example, like these juicy prices. I just couldn't pass up on them. But let's go through your running backs, my man. Let's go through them.
My RB1, a man that I threw the towel in my dynasty season for a couple of years ago, tanked that year just to get him. It's Bijan Robinson, 21.4 million, absolute stud, and the clear-cut number 1, and it is not close, and he will be getting the lion's share of the work. We're going RB2, stuffing myself in for a whirlwind of emotions every single touch that he takes. It is Christian McCaffrey. I think you would agree as well. Playing a full season uninjured, he's the clear QB. He's the clear RB1, pending a full season of fitness. But as we know with CMC, it's always that caveat. Obviously got Ashton Gentry as well as RB3.
Just to stop you at McCaffrey, I've got some questions.
Of course, hit me.
What happens if McCaffrey goes out injured? What are you doing?
I cry a lot, and because I don't have any money in the bank, moving him on to someone I can't go up. So it's looking at a James Cook, a Devon Achane, a James Conner, a KW3 if he can stay fit.
I'll give you one classic name here that you would do: Chase Brown.
I was looking at Chase Brown, of course, absolutely. J.K. Dobbins today named as the RB1 apparently, so unofficially, of course, could handcuff him with another man in my team. But look, there is some options. Bucky Irving, 14.9 as well, can go down. And if Tony Pollard's looking good, then he's a guy at 13. But obviously, I play any kind of fantasy sport for best case scenario. And CMC at 18.3. I think it's just you have to roll the dice and just pray that he stays semi fit for at least 5 or 6 weeks.
I like it. You could have come in with a real negative attitude and gone, I play for worst case scenario, but you're bringing in the positive vibes. I like it. I'm trying to
do a blockbuster trade in our Insight Creators League with one host of this podcast, and I won't name names, but he's very negative on a lot of the players that I'm putting up. He's like, oh, it could go bad. I'm like, it could go well. You just got to think of it that way. So
he's trying. You know what he's trying to do? He's grabbing your arm, twisting it, and trying to rip it off. That's what he's trying to do.
He's trying to give me Joe Burrow for I've forgotten for Dak and Justin Fields straight up. I said no way. Dak and Justin Fields at their best are like 2 top 10 QBs. So I'm just like it's a no for me, dog. But anyway, DFAB in the bin. My RB3, Ashton Gentry, of course, probably the second best prospect that we've seen in the last 10 years in the running back position. Obviously behind Bijan himself. At RB4, it is Amarian Hampton out of the Chargers. RB5 is my boy, the unofficial RB3 apparently, Travion Henderson, and
ridiculous, isn't it?
and the RB6, RJ Harvey out of Denver, the unofficial QB2 apparently. So yeah, bit of a mixed report today out of unofficial depth charts, but I think we saw a couple of years ago, Alvin Kamara was named RB3 and Kareem Hunt was named RB3 of theirs, and they both finished top 10 in terms of production that season as well. So yeah, not reading too much into it myself.
Got another question for you. This is like an interview. It's weird. Amarian Hampton, right? Have you got any concerns at all that Najee Harris takes touches off him?
Many. But at 50% ownership, I think it's a scary fade.
$4.4 million, right? Can't.
Yes, 4.4 million, 50% owned. A very scary fade if he pops off. And like, what other cheapies are we sort of looking at there? Like at that same price point that would give
Caleb Johnson is another one. I'm going to say his ownership at the moment. Caleb Johnson is another one. It's 6% owned. So everyone has jumped off Caleb Johnson 100%. He's actually been announced as RB3 on the unofficial depth chart. So he's behind Jalen Warren. Jalen Warren actually was named the starter today, actually. So that is one to keep in mind. So Caleb Johnson for me is a bit of a fade option in my team. He could be a sneaky trade option by week 4, week 5 when he gets more reps and more touches, right? So that could be a guy that we downgrade. We like, let's say, Hampton, for example, the first 5 weeks, he gets injured or Najee Harris is popping off and they decide to go a 50-50 split and we trade Hampton down to Caleb Johnson. So that is one to watch. But outside of that, man, you've got the 4 rookies there that I probably would have in my squad. Any other rookie I wouldn't have. Caleb Johnson would be the only other one that would actually have some sort of value. But again, Jalen Warren been named the starter. So all in all, I think that's a pretty good rookie running back room there.
If Bill does get carries as well at 3.7, he's worth a shout. But obviously Austin Eckler named as the official RB3 as the RB1. But yeah, like I like Hampton in a Jim Harbaugh system. Like at worst case, it's a 50-50 split, but best case, the upside is absolutely massive.
And he does love using 2 running backs as well. Yes. So Najee will get some.
Loves a committee.
He does. So as long as we get Hampton to getting goal line carries, then we're sweet. Because this offense will move the ball, he'll see some opportunity in the red zone, and that's where he does his best work. So,
but even still, like I don't think people need to be put off by when they hear 50-50 split. The RB1 from last year in this game was Jimmy Gibbs, who very much in an RB split with David Montgomery. So it's not the end of the world, especially in these systems that like to pound the ball, which the Chargers will be doing this year, I think. Let's move to wide receiver, mate. There's a lot of money spent here. RB1, Jamar Chase. It just has to be. RB2 is Jettas, Double J, Justin Jefferson. RB3, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. RB4, Nico Collins. RB5, Drake. Sorry, not RB. WR5, Drake London.
I was going to correct you.
Yes, mate. There's a lot of money spent here. And then coming in at wide receiver 6.
Who was your 5, sorry?
Oh, my 5 is London, and my 4 is Collins.
Sorry.
Yes. Wide receiver 6 could be interesting. Some people are going sort of 6 primos deep. Some are going with a rookie. I am going with McMillan out of Carolina as well. So going 5 deep and 1 rookie. But it could be any of the other 2 rookies I have on the bench, which is Igbuka and Golden from Golden State from Green Bay. Yes. So. Yes, going with 3 rookies here, mate. What do you think?
Look. In my team, I've gone 6 primos in my wide receiver room, which is ridiculous. The fact that it's even possible to do, but we can do it, right? You've gone a bit of a 5 and 3, so 5 primos and 3 rookies. I love Ted McMillan, right? I love what he's going to be able to produce in this offense. Golden is looking like he's going to be the wide receiver 1 at the Packers, and then Igbuka could be absolutely anything, right? So that's a good format to have 5 and 3 because you're going to get money out of these guys easily. They're going to gain at least $6, $7, $8 million in the first sort of 7-8 weeks. easily, man. It could even be more. And then you've gone primos, and you have to have Jamar Chase in there, right? He's a cheat code for fantasy football. If you don't have Jamar Chase in there, and DFAB didn't last night, I was shocked that he didn't.
Oh,
But Jamar Chase literally can win you a week just based off his game alone. So if you fade him out, be prepared to get hurt all on the way.
there is one notable admission: 48% ownership. Travis Hunter, not to be seen. I'm just concerned about the split between offense and defense. I just, like obviously a freak talent, but we aren't getting points for any defensive contributions here. So I just prefer guys that are locked in and playing a larger snap count, which I don't know if Travis Hunter will be.
I saw this morning on the unofficial depth chart, right? He
was like first wide receiver and like third cornerback.
A backup cornerback. Yeah, a backup cornerback. So look, is that positive enough to put him into your squad? If look, let's put it this way for you. If you knew 100% that Travis Hunter was playing offense, he'd be in your squad.
Yes, if he was playing 100% snap count on offense, absolutely.
Yeah.
But funnily enough, I can't afford him right now. Actually, I couldn't even move McMillan to him. I don't have 100K in the bank, so I'd have to restructure the team. But yeah, look, I'm okay fading for now. That could be famous last words. But yeah.
And I love these guys, man. Amon-Ra St. Brown, to be honest with you, man, I want to see his ownership because 22%. You're actually the first team I've seen with Amon-Ra in there. So, which, is odd because he's a very good player. He's the wide receiver one. He has big games. Jared Goff knows the system. Is there a concern that the offensive coordinator change might be a problem? Maybe. But, where the ball's going to go, right?
Yeah, that's the thing for me. It's like your best receiver is going to get the ball. We were speaking about guns and primos, guns and rookies. I think wide receiver is an area that you can maybe go against that. If you believe in Tyreek Hill at 12.2, if you believe in Ladd McConkey at 14.6, if you believe in like a Jackson Smith and Jigba at 13.8, like you can save some cash by going off like a Nico Collins as well. But like Drake London, for me, I think he's going to explode this year.
Yeah, mate, even Jalen Waddle, if you like Jalen Waddle, Marvin Harrison's in there. DFAB last night put in Michael Pittman. He's 1% owned, currently at $9.5 million with Danny Dimes in there. I don't mind it. It's risky.
If you drink from the Chris Olave Kool-Aid and think that it's going to be a bounce back year, him at 8.8 could be crazy as well if we can find his best. George Pickens at Dallas as like the not the number one. So if defenses are going away from him and focusing more on CeeDee Lamb, then yeah, I think there's some options at wide receiver if you did want to go sort of budget. But yeah, I'm very happy to have the 5 guys I've got, and I think I've probably got the three out of the 4 best rookies, barring Travis Hunter, pending his role.
And look, you probably have 4 or 5 of the top 8, 9, 10 wide receivers there too. So yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Let's talk tight ends. Are they people, first of all?
Mate, there's some names here. I'm interested to see what you're thinking. I think one of them locked in on the bench is Tyler Warren, of course, like a 4.5 stud. But I've gone Trey McBride and Brock Bowers, double primo, 2 of the top 3 tight ends from last year. What are you thinking with tight end this year? Are you looking to go down? Because I have floated with the idea of drinking from the Kyle Pitts Kool-Aid once again. Sam Laporta had a down season last year at 10.5, Travis Kelce at 10.7. But I've got McBride at 14.3 and Bowers at 14.2. Don't have George Kittle at 15.5. But where are you thinking? Because you've obviously got like a Colson Loveland, you've got Tyler Warren as the cheapies there. Is Loveland a good enough prospect for you to run 2 rookies at tight end?
Yes. Is it ballsy? Absolutely. I've only got the balls to run 1 rookie tight end. That's Tyler Warren, because I know that he's going to be a part of the offense. Loveland, skill set wise, amazing. Problem is Caleb Johnson, I'm 50-50 on him, and the offense, they've got so many options going for the offense as well. Luther Burden, I can't even get a look in at the moment. So that's the only concern with Loveland, to be up and down, in my opinion, while Tyler Warren you expect to be the centerpiece of the offense. Mate, McBride and Bowers, that is safe. I think honestly Bowers is my tight end 1. But any 3 of those top 3 options I think are going to be really good. They're going to be competing all year against each other. Kittle with opportunity, obviously. There's no really other healthy wide receiver in the house except for Ricky Pearsall. And then you've got McBride, who just is a vacuum for targets at Arizona. And then Brock Bowers, we know how good he was last year. That was an amazing year. And with a QB upgrade now, it should be really wheels up. And, could he be the best top 5 skill position player? Who knows? So I really like what you've done at tight end. It's safe, efficient, and that should be set and forget for the majority of the year, to imagine.
Yeah, and that's the thing for me. Like I said, like I'm keen on Kyle Pitts, but I'd rather pay 11 for him.
Hang on, Whisperer. Hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Shaggy in the chat has potentially brought up a really good point here. A really, really good point that slipped my mind, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to fact check this before we get into the nuts and bolts. Is the bye weeks of these two players.
Yes.
Right? He's right.
He is right.
Shaggy, I'm going to bring your comment on the screen. McBride and Bowers both have the same bye week.
Yes.
What are you doing, Whisperer?
The beauty of flex.
Noticed?
No, I've noticed. But the beauty of flex is one player is going to drop out every week, right? So that week we're just running with effectively no flex. We're just effectively running a man short, and we're just getting who's on the field. Yeah. So Warren would obviously come in. I'd just leave McBride or Bowers on the field. They wouldn't play. They're the lowest score. They would drop out. So I'm effectively just playing disadvantage for 1 week. I'm just having no safety net of a flex to drop out.
All right. There you
go. Yeah, I mean, I definitely did consider it. And if I could get the money to go to Kittle, I'd love to do it. I have 70,000 in the bank. 70,000 in the bank after this, so I can't, unfortunately.
So I've gone with Hawkinson as my tight end too.
Cool.
Who is a bit of value, mid-price. He's the only mid-price player I've got on my team. Does he scare the shit out of me? Absolutely, he does. But again, we're talking about options here. He would be a mid-price option that has potential to be a top 5 player in his position, and will gain you money along the way. He'll give you probably $3, $4, $5 million.
And if he's a guy that you get to week 17, you've still got him in your team. You're like, okay, like it's not the end of the world. Like he's probably just ticking along quite nicely as well. So can definitely see that. Kickers, mate. Are these guys real people?
No, they're not. No, kickers aren't real people, mate.
Double cheapy as of about 2 days ago, with both Tyler Loop and Andreas Borgals both named as the respective kickers of their team. 3.7 million a piece for those. Loop obviously replacing Justin Tucker, and Romo being cut by the Pats. So Borgals comes straight in as the kicker, both 3.7. Yeah, I mean, I've looked at some other options. I had Aubrey in there for a little bit. I had Boswell there for a bit. I had Cam Dicker there for a bit. But with both of these bottom dollar rookies being named as the respective kickers for their sides, I don't care. I'm just picking them both.
So you're expecting, obviously being a Pats man yourself, you're expecting the offense to get a bit better, obviously.
Can't get any worse.
You need to score. And then you're going to get money. Cash is king. You're going to gain some money out of these guys, right? The interesting thing about kickers is, in my opinion this year, is how do we feel about trading them? Is there a world where we trade kickers along throughout the year?
Sure. Like it's not the most pressing thing for me. I'm not looking at my matchups each week and going, damn, my kicker's got a bad matchup. Like it's look, I'll probably make a couple of trades here or there, but I think
it feels gross. It feels gross trading a kicker for another kicker. Yeah,
and it's a position where like you can't really get a read. Like most teams will only carry one kicker, but they will just. It's not a position that needs the playbook understood. Like you can sign someone on a Wednesday and they can start for you on Sunday. Like it's not.
Yeah,
that's the problem. Like I can sit here and say that like Borgales obviously is the only kicker on the Pats roster. They can just sign someone tomorrow. Shout out to my boy Rodrigo Blankenship. They can just sign anyone and play them that week. But if I told you you've got 2 players at the worst scoring position at bottom dollar, are you not taking them? Like that's for me. It's like kicker has very minimal upside. It's got a little bit, but it's definitely the worst position out of all of these.
Yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, I think you have to take it with a grain of salt to a degree. look, they are going to be scoring players or a scoring player on your roster. So you got to be careful that you're not like tanking it too much. I
Yeah,
agree.
you're punting it, but
You don't want to be punting throughout the whole year. So I can understand guys going in and getting Aubrey, for example, who plays in the dome and is pretty much automatic from anywhere on the field if he gets the opportunity, right? Versus these guys like Tyler Loop and Baragas, we're not too sure how good they are. They could get the once they get a bit of inconsistency about them, get the yips. It really sort of just tears them apart. So at that point, you'd probably have to spend $5, $6, $7 million in upgrading a kicker, which again feels so gross to do, but it does scare the shit out of me. But at the same time, like I've gone with Cam Little as my kicker. I'm just trying to get guys in there that or kickers in there, should I say, that aren't in offenses that I think are going to be able to finish drives consistently. Yes, I've got Lupin because he's too cheap to pass up on, and he's going to gain you money. But at the same time, I am looking for points in that position as well, where I'm looking at the QB and Trevor Lawrence, for example, nice scenario, who I truly don't believe he'll be able to finish drives and hasn't really proved to me yet in his career that he is able to do so. So, if we're looking at 30, 40, 50-yard attempts all day long, 3, 4, 5 attempts in a game, I'm in.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at like what mediocre kickers did last year. Jason Myers put up 16.5. Josh Carty put up 16 points. Evan McPherson had a really poor season last year. Still put up 15.5. Like, it's a position where like you're gonna make money. Like, am I gonna hold both these two? No, but they're bottom dollar. Crap kickers are putting up 15 points a game. The best kicker last year Norway put up 24. So I'm like, what am I losing? I'm losing 9 points maybe to save a bunch of cash. So that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah, nice. Yeah. Nice.
Defense. Now, I will preface this by saying I am not an IDP specialist. I play a little bit of IDP, but I'm not a specialist, and I've relied very much on the Fantasy Pros football defensive rankings this season, which have Denver Broncos as the top defense apparently this season, and at 12.4 million, that seems like something that I'll do, and I'll just pick those guys and have them sit there. I am not an IDP guy, but they seem like an okay price from all the rankings that I've looked at.
And your bench defense?
My beloved New England Patriots at 4.1 million.
Nice. You've gone.
I'm not streaming. I don't think I'd be streaming defense.
You know what's even grosser than trading kickers? Trading a defense.
boosting to trade out your kickers and defense in the same week.
Oh, we want to get some screenshots from owners along the way of them doing that. I want to laugh at them.
Do you have anything to add on the defensive side of the football? Because I definitely
don't. Not really. Defenses it's hard to gauge. Look, you got to make sure that you got a good defense. Obviously, in Denver Broncos, they won't put up, they won't leak a lot of points. So a lot of this game is about holding the opponent's score to a lower point score. So ideally you want to shut out 0 points in a certain game, but to keep them within like under 14 points, something like that, it still scores pretty well in this format too. So obviously you want interceptions and sacks and everything like that, but you want to try and keep the opposition score down pretty much below 7 if you can.
You pray for a really, really cold, wet and windy Denver evening, a million miles above sea level as well. So I love that. Mate, if you just scroll up my team for a second, the keep going. The punters will see that I've got just a tick over 30 million left in the bank, and there is only one man that does fill that role. It is Lamar Jackson in the flex. Wondering where all the cash is being spent. It is in Lamar Jackson with a whopping 70,000 left over. Is there anything more to add on Lamar that, I mean, I'm not saying anything that people don't already know?
Not really. There's not. He's at 39% owned at the moment. So, he's probably one of the most popular players in this format in SuperCoach at the moment. It's an interesting sort of, I actually like your team. I really do. You've gone, fuck your kickers, not interested in kickers. QBs, I'm just pumping them right up. I want the best QBs I've got on my roster. So I want the maximum points in your QBs. You've gone running backs. You want two solid running backs that you think could vie for the RB1 for the year. and then you've got a bunch of rookies who are going to make you a ton of cash along the way. I love that build. I actually really do. And then you got wide receivers here. You got 5 wide receivers that you're going to be set and forget for the year, you'd imagine, without injury. And then you got 3 rookies here that you're going to go, all right, cool. These guys are going to explode and get me money. So look, it's potential here to really have a good year. I do like the build of your squad. I really do.
Yeah, I think that's something that I tried to focus on, was just covering price points. In my NRL season this year, it went a bit of a shit because I sort of didn't cover those key price points, and having the most expensive player in Lamar and having a very expensive player in Hurts and having, 2 of the most expensive RBs and pretty much all the most expensive wide receivers and the top, or 2 of the top 3 expensive tight ends. Like, I've got cash. Like, if anything goes wrong, yes, it might take a couple of trades, but I can pretty much get to whoever I need to get to within 1 to 2 trades, which is sort of what I was trying to aim for as well.
Yeah, I agree. It's very achievable. So I like the building of your squad, man. I really do. And we've got Jack Parsons here in the chat, just quietly. Any insight reveal into your team, Mav? Jack Parsons, if you jump on YouTube and search up Insight NFL, Insight Fantasy NFL, should I say, it'll be the first option on the board, my friend. Give it a look tonight before you go to bed. Obviously wear some jocks before you go to bed because you might need some new ones. But yes, check out my squad. Don't copy it, please. But yes, it's up there on YouTube already, man. So check it out and have a good time. But yeah, Joshy, Whisperer.
Yes.
Any closing notes?
Just hammer Pats overs wins. Whatever the line is, just remortgage your house and just put it on the Pats to hit their overs. Drake May MVP, Henderson Rookie of the Year, and Christian Gonzalez Defensive Player of the Year. It's just a pretty easy, safe bet when you're backing the Pats. But in all seriousness, no, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be cool to play a classic format. Obviously, I'm a huge draft fan. I'm a huge fan of beating you in draft. I'm a huge fan of beating Miles and DFAB and Secko draft. But it's going to be great to do that once again to you in classic as well, and watch the price rises go up. I'm a huge classic guy across all formats as well. So really excited that SuperCoach is bringing NFL to the forefront. And it's just going to be an absolutely ripping season, man. I cannot wait.
Yeah, I like it. And I just want to put this on the board. Our Unlimited League. Code 577735. Join the Unlimited League. Free to join. And all you have to do in any given week is score the highest score in the league, and you are eligible for a prize. So amazing stuff. And we do also have a custom mini helmet if you finish number 1 overall total points winner in the league. So it will be customized to whatever team you like or whatever you want. Get in the league, free to join, free prizes there. I don't know about you, Whisperer, but I love free shit.
I love Pat's merchandise. I love free merchandise, and you can combine the 2 things together to get free Pat's merchandise. You've signed me right up. Before we do part, mate, I'm not going to read out this gentleman's username because I do like to see you get ads on this and make some money. But he wants to know who we're putting the underpants on this week, aka the captaincy this week. I am probably going to have VC on Jalen Hurts against the Cowboys. I know that you're a big Cowboys man, but I'm finding it very hard not to have a VC on Hurts, and then it's probably going to be quite basic and captaining Lamar. Baltimore are taking on the Bills, which is like it's not great, but after Jalen Hurts puts up 65 points, he throws three touchdowns, he runs for 150 yards on Friday. I think it'll be a pretty easy loop for me.
Mate, I've got Jalen Hurts as well on Friday as well, mate. Yes, it is my Cowboys. Yes, I get it. How can he do it? Jalen Hurts. But, mate, he's honestly going to have a big game. Saquon Barkley, I've faded him in everywhere possible because I think Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown, should I say, are going to have better years this year. So I'm loving the Jalen Hurts call. They're going to score 30-plus points in this game, I think, man. They really are. And he's going to contribute to 3 or 4 touchdowns in himself, I reckon. So that's either passing or rushing touchdowns. So that's going to be a big score. He's going to have 250 plus passing yards as well. It's going to be a big game. So looking forward to it on Friday. We're only one day, 14 hours away, my friend. So literally not far away now. But yep, keen, man. Keen. Thanks for joining us tonight, Whisperer. Obviously revealing your team. It is a good team. I don't like to give you compliments, but it is a good team. Appreciate you jumping in tonight, man. It's as I said, very solid squad.
No, I appreciate it. Thank you for having me, and looking forward to replacing whichever one of you 4 flops this year as the expert midway through the season when you pack it in. So I'll be looking forward for the call up.
You'll be the last one asked, mate. Anyway, join us tomorrow night. We'll be doing a week 1 preview. Looking forward to that one. First time in what is it? It's been about at least nine months that we've actually gone through a preview for a week. So looking forward to start sit decisions and everything like that for the draft formats, and obviously we'll try and chuck some SuperCoach content in there as well. But join us tomorrow night, 7:30, our last pre-season episode of the year. Been a wacky and wild pre-season, long pre-season, but finally come to the end. So join us tomorrow night, and we'll go from there. Appreciate you all. See you tomorrow.